This is one of my favourite pastel collections, the Apricot Beauty collection, with 3 tulips in it, each one of which are real favourites of mine. I completely love them all, and I'm going to explain why. Purissima is a really cracking tulip. I've grown it in the garden here for 25 years or more, and the main reasons I love it is it's very, very early. It's the first one to flower here, often in March, middle of March to the end of March. Also, it's incredibly perennial, and you can see that here because this was 1 bulb and now it's 5. And so I can actually pick 2 and still leave 3 in the garden, and it looks almost as good. So I've got flowers for inside and flowers for outside. So I just strip the bottom leaves because you don't need that once they're in the vase, and that's photosynthesis, and so that needs water, so they're better off without them. And then plop straight into water. The next one in this collection is another real cracker, which used to be called Exotic Emperor, and it's the one you see in these pots most prominently. It's now called White Valley. I really don't know why. It's a much nicer name, Exotic Emperor. But it's a really good tulip because it's very perennial, like Purissima. It has incredible vase life because it's a double. It has incredible pot life, which is why we use it so much. And we use it in the borders. We use it everywhere. And I love it for these green bracts that are around the petals. And it's early and very long flowering. The final one in the trio is Apricot Beauty. And it is a beauty. I used to really not love this colour, but now it's one of my favourites. And this is a sweep that I planted 15 years ago in amongst peonies with another very perennial tulip called Negrita. And honestly, the Apricot Beauty has been stunning us every spring now for well over a decade. It's very much stood the test of time, this collection, because honestly, I think I put it together, 10 or 15 years ago. And I just want to explain how I put it together, and it's how I often put flowers together. First of all, I pick the thing that I totally fall in love with that morning in the garden, and it's the most showy of all of them. And for me, it's White Valley, this double, wonderful, very early tulip. So that's what I call my bride. And then I always know what my next colour that I'm looking for is because it's the same, and that's what I call my bridesmaid, and that's Purissima. So I've got bride and bridesmaid, and the bridesmaid backs up the bride and doesn't compete with her. So you want the same colour but not quite so showy. And then I've got what I call my gatecrasher, which here is a very soft romantic one, which is Apricot Beauty. But it does give you the contrast rather than just adding another white tulip. Having this soft apricot tulip, I think, just works absolutely perfectly.